Alright, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dominate Every Aspect. And this week's episode, I wanted to talk about my strategy post-contest after the KC Pro International. As you guys know, I was going to go on a diet break, at least for a week. Today is Sunday, so it's a week and 1 day after the contest. And this entire week I've brought up my calories. And I just want to talk about the results and how I'm feeling. So I bumped my calories up 500 calories per day. So before I was eating roughly about 2,500 calories, now I'm eating roughly about 3,000 calories a day. So it's not all that much of a difference, but in the grand scheme of things, it feels like a lot to me. So I upped my numbers, roughly about 100 grams of carbohydrates, and then a little bit of fat and a little bit of protein, just for comparison. And I felt like a new man this week. My sleep was better, my performance was better, I could tell my hormones were better this week as well, just from one full week of upping my calories an extra 500 per day. I noticed that I filled out a little bit more. I was actually a little bit more relaxed on the diet as well, just because, as many of you know, I was in Virginia for Sam and Patrick's wedding. I've been at a few contests for my clients the past 2 weeks as well. So I've been doing a significant amount of traveling, a significant amount of eating out, and my weight is up, yes, just slightly, but that's probably just from the excess food a little bit, but I'll take it. So this next week, what I'll be doing is diving back down into a deficit, probably for 2, maybe 3 weeks maximum. And then from there on out, I will be increasing my food. So in the grand scheme of things, I do only have about 2 or 3 more weeks of dieting left. But this last week really has me re-energized and ready to train hard. Now, a lot of people, myself included, going into a contest, tend to struggle both physically and mentally. This week was not only a nice physical break for me, but a nice mental break as well. It was kind of tough, I will admit, like eating more, and like the sensation of feeling fuller and like I wasn't as ravenous. I did have a few nightmares though about like gaining like fat, which I've never had before, which kind of sucked, but I kept looking at myself in the mirror. I kept checking my weight on the scale when I had my scale with me, and it was fine. So yes, my weight was up a little bit. I will put up in my posing footage what the average was. Like I said, I did have the scale with me. Plus, coming off of a contest and then bringing my food up, I knew my weight would come up naturally. So I'll be very interested to see what happens when I dive back into my deficit this week. One thing that I do want to see is just my conditioning sharpen up a little bit. I am going to tweak my poses, which you will see at the end of this video as well, to just make me look a little bit larger. But hopefully, me increasing my food leading into the show and me eating a little bit more will help fill me out. So that's the game plan moving forward. But I do want to close with this, is that when you are deep into a deficit, you don't have to remain in deficit the entire time. So it actually can do your body good just to bring your food up for a short amount of time. I mean, yeah, 7 days or 8 days for me was a little bit longer than I probably would have planned going into this year. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to help me. It's not going to hurt me. It's going to help me a lot more than anything. So I would highly recommend that you guys take a diet break, and especially towards the end of a contest prep. As you guys know, I'm not necessarily the biggest guy, so I have to be able to sustain my muscle mass. And as we all know, towards the end of the contest prep, that's when we are definitely more susceptible to losing the lean tissue that we've worked so hard to get. And especially as a pro bodybuilder, I'm not going to outsize any guy. I mean, I might outcondition them, but I have to have enough size in order to try to contend. So that's the game that I'm playing, and I'm sure everybody would want to sustain their muscle mass as well. So use a diet break at the end of your contest prep if you have the opportunity and the time in between shows to do so. So as always, guys, keep dominating every aspect, and I'll see you next week.